Welcome to the Atlantic Indie Roundabout here at CIOE 97.5 FM. I'm your host, Maurice O'Coin, and we are streaming live to the world at www.communityradio.ca. We are going to discuss and celebrate independent artists' music from all over the Atlantic region and beyond. Let's all get on the Atlantic Indie Roundabout right now. Thanks for tuning in to the Atlantic Indie Roundabout tonight. This is a very special episode. We're going to be debuting the new album by Charlie Acourt and Witchitaw, When Country Gets the Blues. We'll be featuring the tracks from the album, we'll be talking to the guys, and we'll be sharing some stories from the makings of this record. Also, I'd like to mention that the tour is in progress now, and you will find them October 1st at the Harbourfront Theatre in Summerside, Prince Edward Island. October 2nd, they'll be at the King's Playhouse in Georgetown, Prince Edward Island. October 8th, the Marigold Theatre in Truro. October 9th, they'll be in the Imperial Theatre in St. John, New Brunswick. And October 16th, the Astor Theatre in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. October 22nd, they'll be at Union Street in Berwick. And October 23rd, for a repeat show. The first one sold out immediately. You'll hear about that on the show tonight. November 20th, they'll be at the Mermaid Imperial Theatre in Windsor, Nova Scotia. The tickets are reasonably priced, and you can purchase tickets from either one of their respective websites. Let's cut right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here, and let's enjoy the music with Charlie Acourt and Witchitaw.
Please help me welcome Charlie Acourt and Witchitaw. The creek at night with the bullfrogs, gators, and the black flies. Oh, you ought to see it. You can see for miles in the moonlight. You can see just as far when you close your eyes. Go on, give it a try. In the Black Creek water, the beer is chilling. Let the fireflies light your way to our hood in the backwoods. Black skies, coyote eyes, it's all good. Our own time, our own rules. No one to tell us what to do in our hood, in the backwoods. Girls wearing cut-off jeans, sipping homemade wine, they're all beauty queens. Oh, have a look at that one, boys. Slamming on a flat top, setting the groove. Country rock mixed with dirty blues. In the Black Creek water, the beer is chilling. Let the fireflies light your way to our hood in the backwoods. Coyote eyes, it's all good. Our own time, our own rules. No one to tell us what to do in our hood, in the backwoods. You all ready to head to the backwoods with Charlie Acourt and Witchitaw here
Welcome to the Atlantic Indie Roundabout. This is awesome. Great to have you on board.
Well, listen, I appreciate you getting a hold of us.
So yeah, this thing started well before the pandemic.
Oh yeah. This was Jason's idea the whole time.
Well, we're going to jump in right into that end of the pool right now. And Jason, you're going to take it away and tell us the story.
Yeah, well, thanks again, Maurice, for having us on here today. This is great.
This is great.
My band, Witchitaw, we've been together a long time now, and we would always see Charlie Acord at all these, ECMAs and festivals and award shows and so on. And I would listen to his powerhouse vocal, and I'd always say to the boys, I bet you that guy could sing the hell out of a country song. And so, I kept seeing him and hinting at the idea of maybe putting, the country band together with the blues man and collaborating and putting something together. And I kept seeing him and saying, we're going to do it. And then Charlie kind of picks up the story from there because I got to him at one point, I think. Where was that? Where did I finally get to you?
I think it was ECMAs. The last time ECMAs were in Halifax, and we were kind of like passing each other in the halls, and Jason was like, man, I'm telling you, we're not getting any younger. When he grabbed me in the hall, it was like, that was the moment. Okay, yes, this is going to happen. We're going to make this project come to life. And I'm so glad that he nabbed me that day in the hallway. It was awesome.
I think there was more gray in the beard. I said, we're not getting any younger here. Look at the beards here, buddy. So I finally talked him into it. Yeah, for sure. And, we ran with it at that point, and we started collaborating. We had a bunch of meetings, and we thought, what can we do here? And we actually started the little show down on a little club in the Annapolis Valley called the Union Street. It's actually years and years ago where Witchitaw was born on that stage when we first became a band. And I said to Charlie, we got a really good following down there. It's a little club, but it kind of reminds me of the little club that the Beatles started at. Just really, really support the local music and the live music scene. And I said, what do you think? And he said, all right, that's kind of our testing ground. And when we tested there and then we saw the response, we went, there's no turning back now, because it was electric the night that we went together on stage for the first time, and some sort of energy, something special happened, and we knew at that point there's no turning back. We're going to push the project forward for sure.
Well, what a great place to bring the show, and it's like you're in your stomping grounds. Brilliant idea. You've done the show and all that. Maybe you should explain how the process of putting the album together.
Well, it's Jason and the boys had been playing at Cavendish for quite a few years. They've sort of really developed themselves as fan favorites over there, and I had never experienced what it was to go to Cavi before. So when the opportunity came up to talk about lining up some shows for the summer, that was one of the first on the list. And so we realized that we had this opportunity where this was going to be the only time that particular summer we were going to be doing the show, if we multi-tracked it and then kind of see where it goes from there. It ended up being kind of lightning in the bottle, so to speak. It was like being on a first date type of thing, and it just had a really fun vibe of, we had rehearsed, but it was like, where are we going to go with the song, are we going to remember to do this at this particular time and that sort of thing. And so that there was a nervous energy that was captured on this, that when I went back to the tracks after the fact and brought them into the studio here, I was listening to them. I was like, man, there's really something here that just, it's like putting the rock through the tumbler and just needs to, a little bit of EQing, some mixing and some editing here and just kind of smooth out the rough edges.
So are you saying that the entire album is live? Like there's no overdubs or anything like that?
There's the only time that there was overdubs, that I had to do any overdubs, is when there was something like a phase issue with, some bleeding from another mic source that just kind of got in the way. But other than that, like there's no, like everything that was there was what was captured that day on the stage.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. We're looking back on it now. Pretty proud of that.
And it's not like you guys ever on a tour to well-oiled machine and you did the show 15 times. This is like a one-off almost. I mean, that's a lot of work to get that precise for an album, and that's good work, man.
Well, I mean, there's always something to be said for those bands that you can tell when they've just been doing it and they're cooking and they're locked into their intuition. But that's kudos to the work ethic of Wichita, because before doing that, we'd only gotten together to rehearse for the Berwick show. But when it came to Cavendish, it was like, okay, we're curating a very specific show here, and I've kind of followed their lead on that.
I'm glad you came up with this, Jason. It's a really, really cool idea.
Thank you, Maurice. We are enjoying the fruits of our labor now as we see some of it come together and get a chance to get on tour with this now, and the live record that's coming out. But the one thing that I wanted to mention about the live record is that Charlie talked about the energy, the nervous energy of the band, and the music we put together. But what really is special to me is capturing that crowd response, that live crowd response in Cavendish. That to me is, you can do all the studio albums in the world you want, and you can put the fake crowd noise in, but this is not fake. This is the real response from the Cavi audience, and I'm so proud that that's captured now in a recording for years to come, to just hear. Those folks are pretty special over there, and they love their music, and I think they found out that they love country and they love blues, because the response was amazing.
For you. I hope you're ready. I want you to sing along with me. And you got some rhythm in your feet, now the time to use it. Come on over to my house, baby. Come on over to my house. Come on over to my house, baby. Come on over to my house. Water tastes like wine. Water tastes like wine. Baby, come over to my house. Don't mean nothing if there's no fire. Don't mean nothing if there's no fire. Don't mean nothing if there's no fire. Don't mean nothing if there's no fire in your heart, burning in your soul. Don't mean nothing if there's no fire. Don't mean nothing if there's no fire. Baby, come on to my house. Can you feel me? I can be your dream. Come over to my house, baby. Come over to my I'm going. Don't tell your mama where you are going. Don't tell your daddy where you are going. Don't tell nobody where you go, 'cause they don't need to know where your horse is from. Come on over to my house, baby. Come on over to my house. Come on over to my house, baby. Come on over to my house. Can you feel me? I can be your dream. Come on over to my house, baby. Come on over to my. Let me hear you sing that with me. Come on over to my house, baby. Come on over to my house, oh yeah. Come on over to my house, baby. Come on over to my house. Come on over to my house, baby. Come
We'll be right back with more of the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with me, your host, Maurice O'Coin. Welcome back to the Atlantic Indie Roundabout right here on CIOE 97.5 FM and streaming to the world at www.communityradio.ca.
We wrote this song. We'd like to do it for you guys. It's called Posse. Say hello to my brother back here on the drum.
We'd like you guys to help us out on this one. We want to hear you all say, the posse's all here. You'll know when. Third grade bully had me flat on my back. We knocked out, still under attack. When out of nowhere came my three best buds. They threw his ass in the mud. Everybody needs a group of good old boys. They got your back if you need it, and they're bringing noise. You don't need to sound no siren, send no flare in the air. When push comes to shove, the boys will always be there. Have no fear, the posse's all here. Friday night, we were rocking the stage. Things got rowdy when the drummer took a beer in the face. He threw down, stood tall and said, you mess with one, you're gonna get us all. Everybody needs a group of good old boys. They got your back if you need it, and they're bringing the noise. You don't need to sound no siren, send no flare in the air. When push comes to shove, the boys will always be there. We're gonna need another round of beers. The posse's all. For those of you who stand on guard, we raise a glass with glowing hearts. Defend us from evil on land and sea, so we remain strong and free. Everybody needs a group of good old boys. They got your back if you need it, and they're bringing the noise. You don't need to sound no sirens, send no flare in the air. When push comes to shove, the boys will always be there. Everybody needs a group of good old boys. They got your back if you need it, and they're bringing the noise. You don't need to sound no sirens, send no flare in the air. Push comes to shove, the boys will always be there. Let's hear you now, kick it into high gear. The posse's all here.
It's up in here in Cavendish today, yes sir!
The posse's all here.
Thank you!
So, I mean, you're gonna have to promote this now. As a unit, you must be thinking about recording some new stuff together.
It's come up in conversation,
It
hasn't
has,
it? Yeah,
yeah.
it has
Yeah.
actually come up in conversation because there's an evolution that's taking place while we're preparing for live shows. There's this evolution of synergy and collaboration that's taking place, and Jason and the boys in Wichita, they have really great musical sensibilities. They've been honing their craft now for years, and on their own, as their own entity, they have a lot of their singles over the last couple of years have been routinely added and played in heavy rotation on Sirius XM radio. And you're a pro musician, I'm a pro musician. We know that in this industry something like that doesn't just happen. You've got to hustle it, you've got to network it, and these guys do it all independently. They're self-represented, self-managed, and they just have that fire in the belly, but that translates to what they bring on the stage. And so from that aspect, it's been a really awesome little mixing pot of energy for this project.
I remember Charlie back in 2005 was when we crossed paths in Sydney, and we were both fighting for table space, in the display room, but it was very small. We had no room. You were there with the boxes of stuff. You were setting up the displays. You were doing this. You had the whole thing. You were just a one-man wrecking crew. You were doing it all. And this is what they do. I mean, you guys obviously you're drawn to one another, but that's just something you both appreciated that very quickly.
Yeah, Charlie and I, and all the other band members too. I think we have very similar personalities. We share the same sense of humor, so it's fit in together. But certainly the work ethic drew me to Charlie as well. But also the incredible talent. He's a world class musician and vocalist, and the opportunity to have us do something with him has opened doors in areas that weren't open for the country side of things for us, but then also opened doors, I think, for Charlie on the country side of things that maybe weren't open for him before. So we are kind of opening up to new audiences here. And, it's just the other day, I guess a rock station, was playing Wichita. And I thought, well, that never happened before. We were a country band. So Charlie was opening those doors for us as well.
Yeah, it does. It goes both ways. You have both doubled each other's crowd. I mean, you've doubled your audience. It's phenomenal.
There aren't too many other of these types of collaborations happening on the East Coast right now. You see folks like Classified who, had done the collaboration with David Miles for a little while, but on a couple of singles. Yeah. I think of folks like maybe J.P. Cormier and Dave Gunning who have done some collaborating together. Yeah. But there aren't really too many examples of like full-fledged sound recordings and those entities then coming together to represent those recordings live on stage. And we were kind of surprised by that, that hasn't happened as much as one might think could happen here in Atlantic, Canada.
I think you guys should just be excited that it happened to you.
Right?
Yeah. So we were feeling pretty fortunate, to be honest with you. Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think we have to play some of the tunes off the album and continue the conversation. And we'll be right back.
We are God, you sound good. It's the Cavi Choir. Watch Mr. Acorn get real country on you now.
You got my number, and you got my name. So why don't you call me a little Liza Jane? You got that body, you got that thing. Why don't you call me a little Liza Jane? Girl, I got it bad for you. There ain't nothing I won't do. Just one kiss and I'll never be the same. Little Liza Jane. Little Liza Jane. You got my number, and you got to know my name. So why don't you call me a little Liza Jane? Girl, I got it bad for you, but there ain't nothing I won't do. Just one kiss and I'll never be the same. Little Liza Jane. Little Liza Jane. Little Liza Jane. Ooh, little Liza, Liza Jane. Come on. Ooh, little Liza, Liza Jane. Let me hear you sing it. Come on. Ooh, little Liza, Liza Jane. One more time. Ooh, little Liza, Liza Jane.
We'll be right back with more of the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with me, your host, Maurice O'Coin.
supper time. Over by the courthouse, they're starting to unwind. Four kids on the corner, trying to bring you up. Billy brings a tune out and he blows it on the harp. Yeah.
Down on the corner, out in the street, bringing the poor boys play, bringing nickels at your feet.
Sir hits the washboard, and people just gotta smile. Great gig cuts the cup bass and solos for a while. Poor boy twangs the rhythm out on his Kalamazoo. Billy goes into a dance and doubles on kazoo. Sing it!
Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bringing nickels at your feet.
Sounds good! How you feeling, Kelly? You don't need a penny just to hang around. But if you got a nickel, won't you lay that money down? Over by the corner, there's a happy noise. People come from all around just to watch the magic boy. Yeah.
Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bringing nickels at your feet. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bringing nickels at your feet. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bringing nickels at your feet.
Thank you.
So here we are back in the roundabout and continuing our conversation. We have the guys from Wichitaw here. It's fascinating how it started. It's fascinating what is created. And you guys do expect to have some follow-up on this. I don't know how that affects your individual schedules all along, because I know, Charlie, when you can start traveling again, I know you want to hit back to Australia. You guys got lots of things to do. I'm sure you guys as well. But now you got this.
Well, Charlie doesn't know when he heads to Australia, he has a backup band now called Witchitaw that's going to travel with him. He didn't read the fine print in the contract that I worked out that said when you head to Australia, the backup band name is Wichitaw.
Oh,
He didn't know that.
makes sense.
You heard it here, folks.
No, it's going to be a while before I can travel internationally. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
And this particular project we recorded this in the summer of 2019 and had showcased it at Contact East in that fall to the Atlantic Presenters Association. And we had a tremendous showcase with a lot of interest. And so that had come into booking a tour of Atlantic Canada, which was supposed to have happened last fall in 2020. And so APA and Jason and I, we got together really early in the pandemic. Like I'm thinking even April, late April, maybe even as late as early May, but it was somewhat early in the pandemic. And we had to make the call then and there. The writing was on the wall that this was going to be a lasting problem. Fast forward, here we are 18 months later. And that's where I think collectively we kind of tip our hats towards the presenters, because they're the ones who, endeavor to bring folks like us to the communities that are starving for entertainment. They're really sticking their necks out because, people are still hesitant, and rightfully so. A lot of venues are working with capacities, but, there's the will. And when there's the will, there's the way.
All of the venues that we have booked on this upcoming tour, they're so responsible, and that's why we feel so comfortable moving forward in that all protocols are being followed, limited capacity, and that's why, I echo what Charlie said. We're just so happy to be working with these venues that we are going to be touring, and just the responsibility they know to get live music back, but also do it in a safe way. And, we have them to thank for that. And
this is a real litmus test for the relationship between artists and presenters to collaboratively work on building a show that they can present that's economically feasible.
That's right.
Brings income in for the venue, brings income in for the performer.
It's like a co-op performance almost, like you kind of work with each other. You both do better if you can both do better, that's a thing.
But doesn't pass it on to the ticket buyer because, that doesn't do them any good.
Kudos to you guys for that, being able to do that. Yeah.
Maurice, that's exactly the point we're getting at too, in that we're so wanting to get the ball rolling again with live music. Here we are bringing two entities together that maybe separately could also do theaters. We know Charlie can, and but to bring two sort of entities together and not have a higher ticket price, that's because we're saying, hey, we need to get this ball rolling again. And
it just came out yesterday on download, and so what's the best way for people to get their hands on this stuff?
Well, there's a couple of ways. Because it is available on the streaming platforms, people can go to Apple Music, they can go to Spotify, they can even go to CD Baby. There's lots of different ways to be able to stream it. But if you're interested in buying a digital copy or the physical copy, right now it's available on my Bandcamp page in particular. So you can go to bandcamp.com and just search for Charlie Acourt, and you'll find my page. You'll see the new album with Witchitaw, and folks can do it that way. And the great thing is, because a lot of indie musicians use Bandcamp to be able to sell their music directly to fans, those orders in particular come directly to me, and then I can mail them out when they come in.
I'm going down to the swamp. Gonna watch me hound dog catch a kid. I'm going down to the swamp. Gonna watch me hound dog catch a kid. When the hound dogs stop barking, sound like old Sunhouse singing the blues. Fetch my cane pole, mama, gonna catch me a brim, maybe two. Fetch my cane pole, mama, gonna catch me a brim, maybe two. When the hound dogs stop barking, sound like Charlie Acourt singing the blues. I sing a swamp music. Swamp music. When the hound dogs stop barking, I ain't got them big old city blues. Oh, let's play some swamp music for the folks at Cavendish Beach. Come on. Tell your city high. Go ahead, pretty mama. Go ahead and tell your city high. Yeah. 'Cause I'd rather live with the hound dogs for the rest of my natural born life. I sing a swamp music. Swamp music. When the hound dogs stop barking, I ain't got them big old city blues. We don't got the city blues here in Cavendish today.
take off for days in your daddy's truck full of rust. Well, I grazed with that last, but we managed to pass. I think they wanted just to get rid of us. On that graduating day where we'd celebrate the fact that we made it out alive. And you shook my hand and said, good luck, man. But never did we say goodbye. Instead we said, I'll be seeing you around. I'll be seeing you around. He's a likable loser who leaves his lover and leave a cruiser in Germany. He said, I gotta go somewhere I don't know, but I'll call when I get there. She says, wait a minute, boy, don't you forget it, the promise that you made back then. He said, yes, it's true that I did love you, but my need to leave is stronger. Here we go! I'll be seeing you around. I'll be seeing you around. I'm hitting the road. There's nothing to slow me down when I leave this town. Well, the point of the story is that I miss all the glory back when I was young, wild and free. Oh, and no strings attached, Lord, I gotta get back to when life was wherever it took me. And I'll be seeing you around. I'll be seeing you around. I'll be seeing you around. Oh, I'll be seeing you Thank you very much.
That promo video was great.
Well, that was an interesting coming together because part of that was necessitated by ECMAs having to shut down this year. So we needed to come up with something that was going to get the word out to people. And, we while we were sheltering in place, I, filmed some stuff here. Jay filmed some stuff at his place, and we managed to put it together almost and kind of present it like a, what would you say, like a little documentary?
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
kind of
trailer.
a trailer for
But
sure.
which is where I was going with this. You got some footage from the show.
A little bit, yeah. We have excerpts.
Having a great live DVD.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, listen, we're shooting for the moon.
No,
on
but I'm
this,
telling you,
so-
I bet you if you dig deep, somebody's got video on that.
Yeah, any of the little bit of footage that we do have, even from iPhones and stuff like that.
Have you put a campaign together to get them?
Yeah, we've got to put it out there. Who's got footage? Get it over here.
Yeah,
Send it to
you got to
us.
do that. You'll be amazed what you get.
Yeah. But yeah, any of the footage we have, that a little bit that we have, it is unbelievable to watch it happen on stage because it's an out-of-body experience. You're up there performing, you know, you're a performer. You don't really know what it looks like on the other side until somebody sends you a video, and it's just, you can tell we are full on during that concert, and a little bit of footage, it doesn't lie. We are having the time of our lives up there, just because I said before, something magic happens when these two entities come together, and I can't put it into words, and maybe that's the special thing, is that you can't
like
find the words to explain it. Yeah.
Lots of big names have more than one iron in a fire. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. You want to talk irons in the fire?
you
You got to talk to this guy. Holy cow! He's got a smoke barbecue rub line of seasoning. They've got.
There you go.
They're enterprising. I'm telling you right now. They got it going on.
Yeah, we
man.
try to get as many irons as the fire as we can, because then we don't know what we're juggling, just to get them all going. But yeah, we even have a barbecue spice rub that a company in Halifax made a spice rub called Witchitaw Sweet Heat, and a few of the boys in the band, we fancy ourselves as pit masters, and so every now and then we'll put a video out of smoked meat from the smoker and rub down with Witchitaw Sweet Heat.
You're going to have some of that at the shows, right?
Oh, yeah, we always have that available. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Unbelievable.
we'll leave the show and I'll check with the merch and I'll say, how did we do tonight? And they say, well, you sold 12 cases of the meat rub. How many CDs? Two. I said, well, hey, it's all part of the problem.
Have you ever thought about rubbing the CDs with the spice?
Scratch and sniff CDs.
Yeah, scratch and sniff.
That'd be amazing. Wichita Sweet Heat. Yeah, that's the album I'm looking
That's
for.
the
right
album
there.
I'm looking for.
Okay. So I'm going with you guys to Dragon's Den. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
this
let's
has
see
been
how
great.
fast they laugh us out of the studio on that one.
Ah, that's fantastic. We'll be right back in a few minutes in the Roundabout with Witchitaw and Charlie Acourt. Continue this conversation, and we're going to hear a few more songs. We'll be right back.
Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. Well, you only live once, and when you're dead, you're gone. Let the good times roll. Well, let the good times roll. I don't care if you're young or old, baby. Well, get together, let the good times roll. Well, stop your mumbling, stop talking trash. You wanna have some fun, you got to spend a little cash. Let the good times roll. Well, let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. I don't care if you're young or old, baby. Well, get together, let the good times roll. Oh, let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. Well, let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. Well, let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. Yeah, let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. I don't care if you're young or old, honey. Well, get together, let the good times roll. Go on, dog. Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. You only live once, and
drums roll.
We'll be right back with the Atlantic Indie Roundabout here on CIOE 97.5 FM. We're back here again on the Roundabout and having a ridiculously fun conversation with Witchitaw and Charlie Acorn. Is it Charlie Acorn and Witchitaw? Which way is it?
Interchangeable.
Interchangeable, yeah.
Okay, great. I'm sure we'd like to know what your tour date plans are for the next few weeks anyway.
Yeah, we've been in the middle of doing this tour. We've had some really fun venues on this tour. You know, they can go to charlieacourt.com. You can go to wichita.com and look at the tour, book the tickets, come to the shows, and know that you can do so safely and enjoy live music again. Because, you know, really, that's if we're hoping to do this and come back to like full tilt boogie, we've got to do these baby steps now of doing these live shows in a more compact way.
People have been craving live music over these last 18 months. You can do lots online, and people have done it. Charlie has an awesome stream. I've tuned in many times, but it will never replace being in a room live with an audience and the give and take and the back and forth and the interaction. That's our drug, and we have missed that tremendously. So I think that opportunity that's starting up again just to get that will be fulfilling.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The enthusiasm's there. The people are going out.
Oh, absolutely. Like even though it's a reduced capacity, there isn't a reduced energy or a reduced anticipation or excitement on the part of the audience.
It's a sellout crowd.
And what was really cool, actually, and I was in Prince Edward Island doing a couple of solo things and promoting the tour as well near the end of the summer. It had just gone up live on their website like the day before about the tickets being available at the Union Street. And I get a call or an email maybe from the promoter at that venue, Lauren. And she's like, night one's already sold out, boys. You want to put on night two? I called Charlie and I said, it's only been up on their website 12 hours. So we're blown away by that response.
I'm a fan. It just seems natural. It doesn't seem like, well, I never thought that would ever happen. It just seems like, why didn't that happen sooner?
That's more than what's been going over our minds.
Yeah.
How many times did you approach him?
Yeah, you know, I bet you it's probably 4 or 5 times kind of putting the bug in his ear. Yeah. I think somewhere around that number.
You wore him down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
And you don't want to ring.
Oh God, I know he's going to ask me again. Fine.
But I think what, in fairness to Charlie, and I think when Charlie, you know, had a look at us and went, you know what, these are hardworking guys. They're one of the hardest working country bands in Atlantic Canada. And then when he saw that work ethic, he went, I'll be okay to partner up with those guys. And I think, and that was vice versa for us. You can't. I've said to the boys many times, you can't beat Charlie Acort's work ethic, and we're happy to be on board with them.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you guys tonight. It's a great album. There seems to be a lot of excitement with it right now. But we hope to see you live soon. Take care, guys. Stay safe. Have a great tour.
Great.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Maurice. Appreciate it.
Try and take me back, 'cause you love to put me out. I know that's a fact. Caroline, I know you've been running around. I said, Caroline, you try and take me back. I said, Carolina, ooh, don't you try and take me back. 'Cause your love it ain't been true, baby. I know that's a natural fact. Carolina, I got there and gave you my heart. I said, Carolina, I got there and gave you my heart. And you walked that door, and you told me, oh God.
Put your hands together one more time for Mr. Charlie Acorn.
Thank you, Cavendish.
Thanks for listening to the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with me, your host, Maurice O'Coin. And from our village to yours, take care and good night.